Alright, so here I am on my second run. I made one single change. I took that dash out that had those punishers on it. So I stuck with the Punisher with Terrans and the Orkans, and I put a Jeopard in with the new prototype weapon. Kept the Leo with the Anseal and the prototype, and kept the Patty. Let's see if I get a different map. I noticed that they changed the Yamato, the position of the beacons on the Yamato, which was interesting. I kind of liked the new positions of the new beacons. This is the first time I've done Springfield, so we're going to see. I'm going to go with that. See if we can. So that beacon over there is the same. That beacon is also the same. The spawn point was the same, or at least that two spawn points were both the same. Doesn't look like they changed anything on this map. So I've played 3 separate maps so far. 2 of them were changed. I definitely like the bigger trigger buttons. Seems that these prototype weapons have a homing requirement on them, kind of like the aphids. Wow, I can't get over how much damage these things do. It's amazing. Seems like a very unbalanced in the sense that they do a massive amount of damage, and it seems like they almost always hit their target. I also noticed that they don't always fire, which is kind of interesting, actually. I'm not real happy about that. It's almost like a jamming. See, now all 3 of those fired that time. Let's see if they actually hit their target. He died. Couldn't tell. So if all 3 of them fire off, they seem to do a pretty decent amount of damage, and they seem to almost always hit their target. Yeah, see, that was a lot of damage. And they seem to almost always hit their target. Now the question is, for Lancelot, for example, is that shield going to stop those? Yeah, see, it didn't stop. The shield didn't stop. Yeah, those things are pretty potent. See if they go over a wall, which I don't think they will. I mean, well, fuck. See if we can get within range of this monstrosity. Yeah, I'm not really liking the whole jamming thing. Especially if they're going to make these gold weapons, which to me, if they were to make these gold weapons, I mean, the damage would be worth it, but I have to home in on my target. The physical shields don't stop the weapon. It seems as though my... Let's see if we can get some speed in here. It seems as though my Anseal shield doesn't stop them either. So these energy weapons actually ignore physical shields, which would be very interesting against Rhinos, the new Lancelot phenomenon. I do like the range of them. However, and I'm okay with the homing. However, I'm not really okay with the whole quote-unquote jamming theory. Now, see, I've got this Jeopard, and all three of them just fired off, but they don't always all fire off. I mean, they definitely do a good amount of damage, and a weapon like this can definitely make mechs like the Jeopard very dangerous, especially considering it's using the speed to maneuver the weapons into position. However, the problem that I have with it is the fact that they for lack of a better term, they jam. I'm not really a big fan of that. So, looks like there was no change on the Shenzhen map, and well, there you have it. There's no change on the Shenzhen map. And that is an example of how the new leagues are going to be starting up now. I've been promoted to a higher league, the Recruit League. My reward was 50 silver. Obviously, on the test server, that means nothing. But if you notice here on my win screen, I have a new rating, which never used to be there before. We actually have a fourth system now. So I have a rating plus 10, which is 731. I'm assuming that was the original experience category, which we all know after level 30 means absolutely nothing. The rewards have stayed the same, and everything else has stayed the same. I'll take a quick look at the league, see if I can find where they maybe posted the league stuff. So this is what the leagues are going to look like now. You join a league based on your efforts. So I kind of like this idea because of the fact that you're not going to be able to seal club for more than a couple of rounds, because you earn these points and then you advance up through the rounds, and then you play in the rounds, you play in the leagues that you're a part of. So you won't be able to play against somebody who's just starting out or joining the game. Seasons, so they're doing it like a season. I don't know if you notice here, but in the corner here it says season ends in 10 days and 3 hours, which of course on a test server really isn't going to make any difference whatsoever. But if they did seasons, they could do them based every, 14 days or 10 days or whatever, and then everything resets. So every couple weeks you would basically be starting all over again. And I mean, I kind of like that idea. So, kind of gives you a little bit of a preview into how the new league systems are going to work. On the side here, it says I'm in a private league, league advancement reward 50 silver, best beat the challenge to qualify for a higher league. And it gives me here an example of all the leagues. I was in the recruit league. Now I'm in the private league. If I continue to play, I'll be in the bronze, silver, gold, diamond, expert, master, and champion league. The great thing about this is that this is based on your skill. So a lot of people that have coined all of their hangers but show little skill will hover in the lower categories. The only other problem with that is people that are truly playing the game and not coining will get eaten alive by those that do coin. So I guess it kind of is a little bit of a balance, because those folks that are coining with no skill will get forced into the higher leagues at some point, and then the lower leagues will kind of even themselves out. And this concept of resetting the leagues every few days, or every 2 weeks or whatever, 10 days, it's quite interesting, because that way nobody gets stuck in the same league constantly all the time. So, I mean, definitely an interesting concept. I like that a lot. And if you click on people's profiles now, it shows you what their activity is, what their level is, and how many points they've scored, so as to know exactly what league they belong in. And then of course you can go back in and see your stuff there too. So that's what we got for now.